हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and pranam. Thank you very much for joining in for our Srimad Bhagavatam study session. So, having Srimad Bhagavatam study for a long time, so we intended to complete the Krishna book, and then we started Ramayana. So today is Tuesday, so we will continue with our Srimad Bhagavatam study. Then tomorrow again we will resume back to Krishna book, and then we will go ahead with Monday, Tuesday, Srimad Bhagavatam, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we will continue with Ramayana. So that's a plan. For the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Pankajanaභaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Devadeva Jagatpate Nanyam Tvadabhyam Pashe Yatra Mrityu Parasparam Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara Tvameko Dhayyamananam Vargosi Samshute. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Idam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadhaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवम श्री कृष्ण चैतन्यमीश्वरम हरि ओम तत्सत् आजानुलंबितौ भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वाम्बरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ आराध्य भगवान् रजेशतनय सद्धाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमर्तो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिदं धरणापरा Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Anand Pranam. Thank you very much for joining in for our Srimad Bhagavatam study session. First and foremost, we will revise 1.2.20. I actually don't remember who is supposed to tell the prayers today. This verse. Oh, Rajeshwari Mataji. Yes, yes. Haribol. All right. Very nice to see you. Yes, Mataji. Go ahead. We'll have Rajeshwari Rajiv Mataji will speak on the translation and purport of an explanation, basically a 2 to 3 minutes explanation on this very important verse 1.2.20. Oh, 1 second. Rajeshwari Rajiv Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please unmute yourself. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Oh, Hare Krishna. 1 second, Mataji. I have to set this. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ji. Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवत भक्ति योगतः भगवत तत्व विज्ञानम मुक्त संगस्य जायते. Here in this verse, what Srimad Bhagavatam is coming to say about is this: with the enlightened heart, we have to serve the Lord. How we will get the enlightenment of heart? By serving the devotees of Lord and learning the scriptures, everything with pure heartedly, so we can learn the service of the Lord. Here in the Bhagavad Gita 7.3, they have said that thousands of men, thousands of human beings is taking birth in that. In that, very few of them able to know what is able to know means not. I'm going to say feel the God's realization. After realization, also we have to we have to realize how I got the realization, how to serve this God, how I got this realization. So with this, the another step we have to realize how to serve the Lord. What are the methodology that I can understand the pure Lord to serve myself? So according to this, everything in human being we have in the material world, material attachment, fearness, lust, anger, hankering of the food, everything is there. Surrounding so many things are there in our side. So we have to understand the human life has given to us God to serve God and praise the Lord and praise the devotees of the Lord. Once God is very happy when he feel that his devotee is served by another devotee. We are the servant of we are not direct servant of the God. We are a servant and servant of the Lord. So we have to serve the Lord as a pleased with hearing so many Bhagavatam literature. In the Satya Uganda, we can sit and tabas, everything we can do. But in the Kali Yuga, there is so many distraction is there. Everywhere is there. We don't have, main thing is we don't have time. We won't listen to anything. So we will do everything. Apart from bhakti, apart from serving the Lord, we will do everything. For that, we have time. For only for serving God, we don't have time. So now in the Kali Yuga, so many Matajis like doing Zoom classes. So sit and listen Bhagavatam classes, hear so many scriptures in so many ways. If we sit and learn, suddenly one day we take the book and read the Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, that and all, it's not possible for us. If you learn also, we sit and read also, we won't understand. But now we have got, with the Srila Prabhupada's grace, we got the opportunity to sit the class and listen to that and make ourselves purifying our arts like this. Listening. First we have to listen and purify. Then only we can do the service to the devotees who is serving to the Lord. Then only we can get the freedom, liberation from this material world. Then we can get the blessing of God to serve them in the Yuga. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. Oh, it's not audible.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Am I audible now? Hare Krishna? Hare Bol. Okay. So, like as Mataji was mentioning, Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha. When will our heart get prasanna? When our heart will get blissful, I mean the feeling of bliss, only when we render service to the Lord in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. Like Mataji was mentioning, we are not direct servants of the Lord, we aspire to become the servant of the servant, the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. When we render devotional service in such a mood of dasanu dasa, then evam prasanna manaso, the Supreme Lord is satisfied, the Supreme Lord is pleased, and then we also feel prasanna manaso, we also feel bliss in our heart. Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha, right, by performing devotional service to the Lord. Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. And what is when Bhakti comes, Jnana and Vairagya automatically come, because Jnana and Vairagya are the sons of Bhakti, right? But it does not work the opposite way. We were discussing the other day how Jnana comes. We may be very knowledgeable, but if Bhakti is not there, it is useless. But if Bhakti is there, Jnana, spiritual knowledge, to go back to God, it also comes. Vairagya also comes. That means detachment from material objects and attachment to Lord Sri Krishna. That also comes along with Bhakti. And when that comes, what happens? Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Then one is liberation. One attains liberation. What is liberation? We are discussing already also about this. Mukti hitvanyadha rupam swarupena vyavastitihi. Right? Those who are situated in bhakti are already liberated. Right? That is why mukti is standing at the doorstep of a person who is doing bhakti. So such a person who pleases the Supreme Lord and is also feeling bliss in his heart due to the performance of devotional service with the right attitude of being the servant of the servant of the servant is already attained liberation. All right, so that is 1.2.20. And then let's go on to 1.2.21. These are all very important verses. We should definitely try to memorize these verses. Right, 1.2.21. These verses are all taken by Srila Prabhupada in the Markine Bhagavata. Right, so let me share 1.2.21, which is our verse for this week. We can do Mananam on this verse. 1.2.21. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah. Vidyate Hridaya Grantis Chidyante Sarva Samshayah Shiyante Chase Karmani Drishta evat manishware. Vidyate hridaya granthis. Grantha. Hridaya granthis means there are knots in our heart because of being situated in the three modes of material nature. Chidyante sarva samshayaha. That means all these knots will be cut. By when? By simply studying and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a proper authorized person. Right? All the three modes of material nature, that's knots that have been created because of our sense gratificatory actions, our chain of fruit of activities, they will all be Chidyante means they will all be cut into pieces. They will all be extinguished. Shiyante chasya karmani drishta evat manishware. Chasya karmani, all of our, the chain of fruit of activities that we've created by performing karmic activities, vikarmic activities. So our pious reactions are due for us for our karmic activities, and sinful reactions are due to us for our vikarmic activities. And because of that, we are rotating in these three modes of material nature, in this tada rajastamo bhava kama lobha gayasche, right? Because of our kama and lobha, right? Because of desire and greed, right? We are continuously switching between the modes of tamoguna, rajoguna, and satoguna. And drishta evat manishware, right? Simply when this knot of sense gratification of trying to exploit the material nature is cut, then what happens? Drishta means to see. Evat manishware. One was able to see the self as he is. Right? So this is a very beautiful verse. Right? This follows the previous verse. The previous verse, what did we get to know? We got to know that our desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the mood of the servant will give us the necessary knowledge. Right? When that knowledge comes, then what happens? When transcendental knowledge enters the heart, then the kama, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, right? Lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. All the 6 things which bind us to this material world, they will get cut. They will get terminated. Chiyante, terminated. And then what happens? Drishta evat manishwari. One will be able to see oneself as the real self, right? Jivera Swarupe Krishna Nityadas. Right? One understands that I am the servant of the Lord and I am the soul, and the spirit soul has to control the mind and the senses with the transcendental knowledge that I have acquired by the grace of the spiritual master, by the grace of the devotees. Right? So the transcendental knowledge, what does it do? It pierces our heart so that all the misgivings are cut. And in its place, what happens? Pure knowledge enables us to understand that I am the master of myself, right? I have the power to decide what I want to do, what I don't want to do. I have the power to decide that I am the servant of the Lord. I want to engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In that way, when I perform bhakti, I get more knowledge. And when I get more knowledge, that knowledge also I will utilize to destroy the anarthas in my heart, so that I understand my real position as being the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's a process of evolution. We are all sadhana bhaktas. So certain things we're doing because our gurus have told us to do, whether the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra during Brahma Muhurta time. Why are we waking up early in the morning? We may not like it, but we are doing it because that is the instruction of our spiritual masters. When we do devotional service, following the instructions of our spiritual masters, then the kama lobha that is there in our heart will get cut, and one's real knowledge of being the servant of Lord Shri Krishna and all the pure devotees of Lord Shri Krishna, and understanding our constitutional position as being the servant and to be engaged in the activities of serving, satisfying, and pleasing the Supreme Lord and his devotees will be visible, pashyati, right? Will be visible in the heart of such a person, right? Here the word that is used to see. One sees the self as a master. Drishte is a word that is used here. Okay, so this is 1.2.21 in a nutshell. So next Monday, who will be able to recite the verse and explain the meaning in a summary, right? Today Mataji went into too many details. We want somebody to, okay, Anusha Mataji, thank you. We want someone to just summarize it in 3-4 minutes, not more than 5 minutes. So like that, if you're able to summarize, you can go through the translation purport and then you can memorize the verse. And thank you so much, Anusha Mataji. So we'll do that next Monday. All right. So now let's quickly go ahead. with 1.5.17. After quite a while, we are resuming our Srimad Bhagavatam study. So let's do it nicely for the pleasure of Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So we are on the chapter of 1.5.17. Yeah. So the previous verse we were talking about the same thing. What is it? The expert devotees can find out completed means to inject it into the dull brains of the materialistic population. Right. So here also, what are we talking about? We are talking about the same thing. Right. So this one, let me just explain the context, right? It's been a one. Okay, so this chapter number 5, is talking about Narada Muni is coming to Vyasadev's kutir to actually help Vyasadev come out of the despondency that he's experiencing. So Vyasadev is the literal incarnation of the Lord, and he's thinking, I have written the 4 Vedas, I have written the Mahabharata, I've written all the divided the Vedas, everything, but why am I not satisfied? And then Narada Muni is actually coming to Vyasadeva. At the end of the last chapter, Narada Muni was there. And Narada Muni was smiling because he knew everything. Narada Muni has got the Bhakti Shakti, right? And the spiritual master understands what is the problem of the disciple. However, the spiritual master does not give the answer immediately. He is waiting for the devotee or the disciple to surrender, right? Even Krishna, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's there, situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. He's also situated in Arjuna's heart as Paramatma, isn't it? But he did not tell Arjuna anything until Arjuna surrendered to the Lord. Sishyaste aham shadi mam tuam prapannam. When Arjuna surrendered, then Krishna started speaking the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, isn't it? Similarly, Narada Muni arrives at Vyasadev's ashram. Why? Because he knew Vyasadeva is in a kind of despondency, as he is not satisfied with the various works that he's done, right? He's not satisfied. But then he does not come, start, giving his wisdom. No, right? He's waiting. He's asking Vyasadeva, what happened? Is everything okay? And then Vyasadeva came out and told his spiritual master the reason for his despondency, isn't it? Not the reason, he told his state of mind, right? I've written everything, but somehow or the other, I'm not satisfied. And then Narada Muni is going to actually give his wisdom to Vyasadeva, right? So Narada Muni, like Lord Shri Krishna does in Bhagavad Gita also, right? It is not that the spiritual master will come and tell everything. No, the spiritual ye tamam prapadyante tam sate vijamham, right? The Supreme Lord as well as the spiritual master, they are not different. Why? Because one is giving the knowledge about Krishna, without whom we cannot understand Krishna. The other is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna himself. And both of them are identical for a disciple. For a disciple, in fact, I heard in one class, this devotee was explaining that if Krishna and a pure devotee of the Lord, our spiritual master, are in front of us, standing in front of us, and we can offer obeisances only to one of them. Of course, we will, if possible, we'll offer obeisances to both of them simultaneously. But if it is possible only to offer obeisance to one of them, then we offer obeisance to our spiritual master. That is more important than offering obeisances even to the Lord, because we don't know that the Lord has arrived. We don't know that the Lord has come until we are told, like Drishta, that word is used in that verse, right? We can see the Lord not with our eyes. We see the Lord through the ears. And who gives us transcendental knowledge through the ears, by which we can perceive the Supreme Lord? That transcendental knowledge is made available to us through our ears, through Shravanam, through hearing, through audio, by the causeless mercy of the spiritual master. So, if there is an opportunity to serve only one at a time, we should worship our spiritual master, because even if Krishna comes in front of us, we don't know that it is Krishna, right? And even Duryodhana, Krishna was present. Even before Duryodhana, Krishna was present, right? But what did he do? He only wanted to not even give a piece of land. That much amount of land that a pin will fall down, that much also I will not give you. He told Krishna. When Krishna went as a Duta, right? As the messenger from the Pandavas, right? In that situation, we can understand that if the Lord comes in front of us because of our ahankar predominantly, and of course, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, because of our anarthas, we are not able to see the Lord. even if the Lord personally comes in front of us. So, whom should we worship? We should worship our spiritual master, because even Prahlad Maharaj asked for that. Prahlad Maharaj sitting in the lap of Narsingadev, but what did he ask when Narsingadev wanted to offer a benediction? First and foremost, he said, "I don't want any benediction. Right? I have seen you. You are the supreme Lord, and I am able to take your darshan. What else would I want in life?" But Narsingadev said, "No, no, you have to take a benediction." What did he ask? "I want the association of Narada Muni." The one who is sitting in the lap of the Supreme Lord is asking for the association of a pure devotee of the Lord, because it is only in the association of the devotees of the Lord can one think of the Lord, remember the Lord, glorify the Lord. Machittamajgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kadayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Tushyanti ramanti, right? Hearing the pastimes of the Lord, speaking the pastimes of the Lord, enjoying in the association of the devotees, hearing about the Lord and speaking about the Lord. It can only happen in the association of devotees. That is why devotee wants to always be in the association of senior devotees, in the association of other Vaishnavas, because of whom he can always remember Krishna. He can never forget Krishna. So here we see here that Narada Muni is going to explain the same thing to Veda Vyasji. Right? He's going to tell Vyasadev that you have not adequately glorified the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and hence you are not satisfied. Please do that. Right? The Bhagavatam that he's going to write now in his maturity, it's going to be the Amala Puran, is eternally existing. Right? So please write Srimad Bhagavatam, glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead more adequately, more appropriately, in more words than what you have currently described. Of course, the various scriptures that he had written, he has glorified the Supreme Lord, but not adequately glorified, right? Because importance have been given to other things also, like Karma Kand, Jnana Kand, and everything. The pure glorification in its pure form has not yet been brought out by Vyasadeva. That's why it is said the best work of Vyasadeva, after writing various scriptures, is the best of his lifetime. Best book is the Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why it is said Bhagavatam is Amala Puran. It is the best of all of the Puranas. It's the best of the. It is called Vedanta Sutra. It has got the essence of all the Vedas. That's written by Vyasadeva in his maturity. Okay, let's move ahead. Today we're going to start with 1.5.17. Let me share my screen. त्यक्त्वा सधर्मं शरणाम्बुजं हरे भजन् अपक्वो अतपतेद्यतो यदि यत्र क्व वा भद्रं भूतमुस्य किं को वार्त आप्तो अभजतां स्वधर्मतः. Okay, anyone who wants to read? Okay, Karpagoli Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji Taratna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yeah. If you like to read, you can read this sloka.
Iktva swadharnam charnambujam marir bhajan apavod tapate tato yadi yatra kava pabadram abut amusya kim kovart apto bhajantam swadharmaha dharmata. Synonyms. For having forsaken swadharmam, one's own occupational engagement. Charnambujam, the lotus feet, Hari, of Hari, the Lord. Bhajan, in the course of devotional service. Apavakva, the immature. Ata, for the matter of Patet, falls down. Tataha, from the place. Yadi, if Yatra, whereupon. Kuva, what sort of. Va, or used sarcastically. Abhadram, unfavorable. Abut, shall happen. Amuse of him. Kim, nothing. Ka artaha, what interest. Artaha, obtain. Abjajatam, of the non-devotee. Mata, being engaged in the occupational service. Translation purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: one who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature state, yet there is no danger for his being unsuccessful On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. But as far as the duties of mankind are concerned, there are innumerable duties. Every man is duty bound not only to his parents, family members, society, country, humanity, and other living beings, the demigods, etc., but also to the great philosophers, poets, scientists, etc. It is enjoined in the scriptures that one can relinquish all such duties and surrender unto the service of the Lord. If one does so and becomes successful in the discharge of his devotional service unto the Lord, it is well and good. But it so happens that sometimes that one surrenders himself unto the service of the Lord by some temporary sentiment, and in the long run, due to so many other reasons, he falls down from the path of service by undesirable association. There are so many instances of this in this histories. Bharata Maharaja was obliged to take his birth as a stag due to his intimate attachment to a stag. He thought of this stag when he died. As such, in the next birth, he became a stag, although he did not forget the incident of his previous birth. Similarly, Chitraketu also fell down to his offenses at the feet of Shiva. But in spite of all these, all stress is given here to surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Lord, even if there is a chance of falling down, because even though one falls on from the prescribed duties of devotional service, he will never forget the lotus feet of the Lord. Once engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, one will continue the service in all circumstances. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that even a small quantity of devotional service can save one from most dangerous position. There are many instances of such examples in history. Ajamila is one of them. Ajamila in his early life was a devotee, but in his youth he fell down. Still, he was saved by the Lord at the end. Thank you, Mataji. Dandatna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Danat pranam. Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpam api yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. What is the greatest danger? The greatest danger is to fall down to a lower species, isn't it? Right? That Krishna is promising us. If you engage in the process of bhakti, at least you will get a human form. Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate. Neha Vikramanashosti. There is no nasha. There is no destruction in the merit that one will acquire by performing bhakti. Neha Vikramanashosti Pratyavayona Vidyate. Swalpam apiya. Swalpam means very, very little. Now, devotional service can actually protect one from the greatest type of fear. Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya. Trayate will deliver one from Trayate Mahato Bhayat will deliver one from the greatest fear, right? Which is like falling down to a lower species of life. So, here in the purport, Prabhupada talks about two very, very important things, right? First, he gives the example of Chitraketu Maharaj. Chitraketu Maharaj was a very pure devotee of the Lord, isn't it? He actually was almost, on equal terms or on a friendly terms with Lord Shiva, right? He actually told Lord Shiva was giving a sermon or a class on renunciation, but Parvati Devi is sitting on the lap of Lord Shiva, and all the sages are sitting, in the assembly, and everybody are listening with rapt attention to Lord Shiva, right? At that time, Chitraketu Maharaj, because he considered Lord Shiva his friend, and Lord Shiva also considered Chitraketu Maharaj his friend, right? He just told that, oh Lord Shiva, he was not teasing him, he was not ridiculing him, he was not humiliating him, he was just asking Lord Shiva directly. He asked Lord Shiva, you are giving a class on renunciation, but you are having your wife in your lap, like that he was asking. Why? Because that signifies the glory of Lord Shiva. Having the wife in one's lap and yet not being attached to the wife. Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. And he is giving a class on renunciation because he is the embodiment of renunciation. Right? When there are sense objects around us, in front of us, what happens to us? Even the best of the yogis fall down. We should talk about Vishwamitra Muni. Simply hearing the anklet, the bell sound of Menaka, he fell down. He's the greatest of the yogis. Right? He could curse anybody, anytime. Right? But then he also fell into sense gratification. But Lord Shiva is placing Parvati on his lap and he's completely detached. And he's completely focused on giving this transcendental knowledge about renunciation to the yogis. and the sages assembled there. So Chitraketu Maharaj in a very friendly way asked, "Oh Lord Shiva, you are giving a class on renunciation, you are having Parvati in your lap." And Lord Shiva was smiling, right? Because he knows, yes, whatever may be my situation around me, whatever may be happening around me, I'm always fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. But who got offended? Parvati Devi got offended. Parvati Devi got offended because he offended Lord Shiva. Right? In between Shiva and Chitraketu Maharaj, they did not get offended. Lord Shiva did not get offended. But Parvati got offended. Because of that, Chitraketu Maharaj had to fall down. Right? He was a pure devotee. Bharat Maharaj, because he was compassionate to the deer, he became so much, deer became the center of his life. When we exercise compassion also, we have to be careful. Right? Deer became the center of his life rather than Lord Sri Krishna. So much so there is, as he was performing, performing the ahuti, he pouring ghee into the fire also, looking at the deer. Right? He was not focusing on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He also fell down. So one may fall down from the process of bhakti even after reaching very high levels of bhava also. Like we see here, Bharat Maharaj fell down. But Prabhupada is making a very, very wonderful point here. Even if a person takes to bhakti and is not, and even if he falls down, he's still better than a person who's not doing bhakti and is doing his swadharma very nicely. Right? Sometimes we think, oh, I'm not able to perform my duty as a mother very nicely. Right? Of course, we try our best, right? Devotees always do their best and surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever happens, happens only by the grace of the Supreme Lord, right? Sometimes you're not able to perform your swadharma, and then we think that okay, the time is going because I'm engrossed in Bhagavatam study, chanting Hare Krishna, etc. So let me reduce that. Doesn't happen. Then we will only spend that time in watching TV serials and cricket matches, and we think that time if we don't do our duty properly, then it is okay. Right? So that is how the mind will allure us. Right? So here, this is a beautiful purport where Prabhupada is saying that if a person engages in the bhakti of the Lord, right? Bhakti means what? Devotional service unto the lotus feet of the Lord and his devotees. Even if he falls down from that bhakti, or even if he does not perform his swadharma correctly and appropriately, he is still better situated than a person who performs his swadharma perfectly well, but does not have bhakti, right? Because the process of bhakti purifies one slowly, right? And there is no fall down. A person who is perfect in a swadharma, right? He may, there cannot be any perfect, actually, in the material world, there cannot be perfect execution of any service. Whether it is a job in the office, whether it is the mother, being a mother at home, or being a father at home, or being a husband or a wife, none of the occupational duties in this material world can be performed perfectly. Yet, if you are saying, just for theoretical purposes, even if you are saying a person is able to do his swadharma so perfectly, which in itself is not possible, which is hypothetically, if you assume, even then, if that person does not have bhakti, then he is still in a lower position than a person who is performing bhakti, who is not perfect in bhakti also, who is not perfect in doing swadharma also. Yet such a person who apparently even commits a mistake and falls down is still better situated than a person who is not performing bhakti. That is the trump card of bhakti, right? But we should ensure that we don't perform this aparad. Namno balati yasya papa buddhi. Right? We should not think that because I'm performing bhakti, I can do anything else. And then again, Krishna will protect me. No. Right? If we chant the holy names of the Lord and yet we engage in sinful actions, saying that, okay, even if I don't do my swadharma properly, or if I become crooked in my performing a swadharma, then the nama, Hari Nama, or Lord Hari, through the Nama itself will destroy us or will give us sinful reactions. Right? So, in case there is an accidental fall down, Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma Shashwat Chantirnu Kachati, Kaunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhaktaha Pranashyati. Krishna has told in Bhagavad Gita, even a sinful person, if he continues to engage in bhakti with sincerity, with determination and patience and perseverance and patience, right? Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. Very quickly, even a sinful person will become purified in his heart. Shashwat Shantim Nigachati. So a devotee of mine, Krishna is saying, is always protected by me, and he is the highest than even a person who performs every prescribed duty perfectly, but is still not a devotee. Such a person is definitely and most definitely lower than a person who is even fallen from bhakti. Although only if it is accidental fall down. Not if it is planned that I am doing bhakti, I will do any nonsense and Krishna will protect me. No, that's not a proper understanding. That is where the Shastric knowledge comes into account. And that is where Guru, Shastra and Sadhu, to be guided by Guru, Shastra and Sadhu, helps us to even understand the literatures and apply the understanding of the Shastras in a way that will elevate us and not degrade us. Yeah, so that's what it is. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next verse, 1.5.19. Oh, sorry, 1.5.18. तस्यैव हेतो प्रयतेत कोविदो न लभ्यते यद् भ्रमतामुपरद्यथा तल्लभ्यते दुःखवदनन्यतः सुखम् कालेन सर्वत्र गभीररंहसा. Okay, Anusha Mataji and then Sridhar Prabhu. Other devotees who want to read can also raise your hands. We'll have one more shloka, I believe. Yes, go ahead, Anusha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Synonyms: Tasya, for that purpose; Eva, only; Heto, reason; Prayateta, should endeavor; Kovida, one who is philosophically inclined; Na ema labhyate, is not obtained; Yat, what; Brahmatham, wandering; Upari adha, from top to bottom; Tat, that; Labhyate, can be obtained; Dukhyat, like the miseries; Anyatha, as a result of previous work; Sukham, sense enjoyment; Kalena, in course of time; Sarvatra, everywhere; Ghabhira, subtle; Ramhasa, progress;
Ramhasa,
progress. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, which is Brahmaloka, down to the lowest planet, which is Patala. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Every man, everywhere, is trying to obtain the greatest amount of sense enjoyment by various endeavors. Some men are busy engaged in trade, industry, economic development, political supremacy, etc. And some of them are engaged in fruitive work to become happy in the next life by attaining higher planets. It is said that on the moon, the inhabitants are fit for greater sense enjoyment by drinking somarasa, and the Pitraloka is obtained by good charitable work. So there are various programs for sense enjoyment, either during this life or in the life after death. Some are trying to reach the moon or other planets by some mechanical arrangement, for they are very anxious to get into such planets without doing good work. But it is not to happen. By the law of the Supreme, different places are meant for different grades of living beings according to the work they have performed. By good work only, as prescribed in the scriptures, can one obtain birth in a good family, opulence, good education, and good bodily features. We see also that even in this life, one obtains a good education or money by good work. Similarly, in our next birth, we get such desirable positions only by good work. Otherwise, it would not so happen that two persons born in the same place at the same time are seen differently placed according to previous work. But all such material positions are impermanent. The positions in the topmost Brahmaloka and the lowest Patala are also changeable according to our own work. The philosophically inclined person must not be tempted by such changeable positions. He should try to get into the permanent life of bliss and knowledge, where he will not be forced to come back again to the miserable material world, either in this or that planet. Miseries and mixed happiness are two features of material life, and they are obtained in Brahmaloka and in other lokas also. They are obtained in the life of demigods and also in the life of dogs and hogs. The miseries and mixed happiness of all living beings are only of different degree and quality, but no one is free from the miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease. Similarly, everyone has his destined happiness also. No one can get more or less of these things simply by personal endeavors. Even if they are obtained, they can be lost again. One should not, therefore, waste time with these flimsy things. One should only endeavor to go back to Godhead. That should be the mission of everyone's life. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. So I was remembering His Grace Radhesham Prabhu was mentioning in a class. So I think I mentioned it in one of the previous sessions sometime. A person is working in the office and then he comes back home. His boss tells him in the office that, you work for 2 more hours and I will give you 5,000 rupees more per month. So this man comes home and he asks his wife, right? I'm going to get 5,000 rupees more. I have to work for 2 extra hours. Right now he's working for 10 hours. He only has to work for 2 more hours. Or he's working for 8 hours. He's probably have to work 10 hours now. Or 9 hours or 11 hours, like that, whatever. Right. And his wife was very happy. Okay, we're going to get 5,000 rupees more. Okay, you work for 12 hours. Okay, and then the husband takes up this extra job and then he starts working 12 hours a day. And what happens is there's a problem is there in the back and his spondylitis problem is there because of too much work. And then what happens? Every month he goes to the hospital. The doctor, does some treatment for the spondylitis, etc. And he pays 5,000 rupees to the doctor every month. Okay. And as Radhesham was asking in the class, right, what did he gain? Right? He was earning 5,000 rupees more. He was giving that to the doctor every month. So did he gain anything? And then everyone said, no, he didn't gain anything, Prabhu. But Prabhu said, no, he gained the back pain, the spondylitis pain, the visits to the doctor, the pain and everything. The hardship, the traveling, the whatever, the offshoots of disease, right? If you get some disease, and what happens, it is predominantly caused due to a wrong lifestyle, not waking up on time, not eating properly. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta chestasya karmasya, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. If you are regulated in our eating, in our sleeping, in our working, and in our recreation, then, we can mitigate the problems, the miseries to a very reasonable extent. We cannot avoid miseries in this world. But if we are regulated, then we can minimize the onslaught of these various problems, like various diseases, etc., etc. Right? That's why we see in the olden times people used to live till 95. Right? My grandmother recently celebrated her 96th birthday. She's in Chennai. Right? So why they are healthy? Because they're used to that lifestyle, getting up early in the morning, taking early morning bath, then doing abhishek to the deity. Right? Till about 2-3 years back, also she was personally bathing that Krishna Vigraha that she has, small Vigraha. And even now she is walking within the home. She's to that extent, to her own work she will do. Right? How does it happen? Because of good habits. Right? If you are regulated in our eating, in our sleeping, in our recreation and in our work, then we will be able to keep our body fit enough so that we can engage that body in the service of the Lord. Right? If the body itself does not cooperate, right, and we utilize 2 hours extra for 5,000 rupees more, then we invite various problems like back problems, spondylitis, etc. That's why Prabhupada has mentioned here, nobody gets even a 1% or an iota more than what one is destined. So does it mean that we should not work? No. We should do our work so that we have proper 8 hours for office, 8 to 9 hours for office, but our early morning sadhana is not affected. And then our hearing time is not affected. Bhagavatam and our chanting time is not affected. Our Mangalarati is performed at home. So in that way, when we regulate our life so that there is priority given to the spiritual life, then everything else falls in place, right? Even in the management, this thing they say, put in the big rocks first, and then the sand and the water and everything will fit inside that particular can, right? But if you first put everything, entire sand, then where is there place for the big stones? You don't have place. So first you put the big blocks. What are the big blocks? The big blocks are those which are our priorities. If our priority is spiritual life, that is the first consideration by which we will take various decisions, right? And if something is affecting our spiritual life, we will not even take up that, even if that means we are getting more salary, better prospects. We don't want any material prospect at the cost of our sadhana. But if we are getting a better paying job in our existing sadhana where we are able to give the same amount of time that we are doing right now or even more time, then we don't mind more money, isn't it? We want more money so that we can engage in the service of the Lord more, isn't it? But then at what cost are we trying to get, right? If we are trying to get it at the cost of sacrificing our spiritual life, then not only will our material life will go down the drain, but even our spiritual life will go down the drain. And then what else are we working so hard for, isn't it? Okay, let's quickly go ahead to the next verse. I hope the message is clear message also for me. All right. So we have discussed very, very important point here. All right. Next verse. Navai jano jatu kathanchana brajen mukunda sevyan vayat anga samshrutam smaran mukundangri upaguhanam punar vihatumichena rasagraho janaha. See that, Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. That Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Navai jano jadu kadanchana vrajan mukunta sevi anyavat anga samsritam smaran mukundagri upagunam punar vivahatum ichena narasagraho janaha. Synonymous by Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Never, why, certainly, jana, a person, jadu, at any time, any kadanchana, some or other, Advai does not undergo Mukunda Sevi, the devotee of Lord, Anyavat, like other, Anga, oh my dear, Samson, material existence, Smaran, remembering, Mukunda Angri, a lotus feet of the Lord, Upahridam, embracing, Puna, again, Vigam, willing to give up, insist, desire, never, Rasagraha, one who has released the mellow, Jana, present, translation by Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like other fruity workers, etc. Because a person who has once released the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord can do anything but remember that ecstasy again and again. Perfect. A devotee of the Lord automatically becomes uninterested in the excitement of material existence because he is a rasagraha or one who tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. There are certainly many instances where devotees of the Lord have fallen down due to the unconditional association, just like fruity workers who are always prone the degradation. But even though he falls down, a devotee is never to be considered the same as the fallen karmi. A karmi suffers the result of his own fruity reaction, whereas a devotee is reformed the cherishment directed by the Lord himself. The suffering of an orphan and the suffering of a beloved child of a king are not one and the same. An orphan really poor because he has no one take care of him, but beloved son is a rich man. Although he appears to be on the same level of the orphan, he is always under the vigilance of his capable father. A devotee of a Lord, due to wrong association, sometimes imitate the fruity workers. The fruity workers want to lord over the material world. Similarly, a neophyte devotee foolishly thinks of accumulating some material power in exchange of devotional service. Such foolish devotees are sometimes put into difficulty by the Lord himself. As a special favor, he may remove all material parabola. By such actions, the bewildered devotee is forsaken all the friends and devotees and relatives. And so he comes to the sense again by the mercy of the Lord. And it is set right to excuse his devotional service.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. We've come to 12:20 it is. Let's quickly ask our Rajneesh Prabhu. Please unmute and read the next paragraph in the Bhagavad Gita. Rajneesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Chandra Pranam. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is also said that such fallen devotees are given a chance to take birth in a family of highly qualified Brahmins or in a rich mercantile family. A devotee in such a position is not as fortunate as one who is chastised by the Lord and put into a position seemingly of helplessness. The devotee by the Lord, the devotee who becomes helpless by the will of the Lord is more fortunate than those who are born in good family. The fallen devotees born in good family may forget the lotus feet of the Lord because they are less fortunate, but the devotee who is put into a forlorn condition is more fortunate because he swiftly returns to the lotus feet of the Lord, thinking himself helpless all around. Pure devotional service is also spiritual. Pure
Yes.
devotional service is so spiritually relishable that a devotee becomes automatically uninterested in material enjoyment. That is the sign of pro- perfection in progressive devotional service. A pure devotee continuously remembers the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna and does not forget him even for a moment, not even in the exchange for all the affluence of three worlds. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि. Right? What does a devotee pray? A devotee only prays that life after life I be only engaged in your devotional service. I do not want dhanam janam sundarim. I don't want wealth. I don't want attraction from the opposite sex. Na dhanam na janam. Nor do I want any fan following. What is the use of all these things? All these things will fade away with time. So what does a real devotee want? A real devotee only wants to engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, life after life after life. Right? So that is why it is okay to feel helpless, right? Because we are all helpless in this material world. This material world is Dukhalem, Ashashvatam. This material world, we are put into so many situations, which are quite scary, right? Because this morning I was just having breakfast. I had my teeth filled with that tooth cap so many years back. Maybe when I was like, maybe I don't remember when. Also, maybe 15 years back or whenever. That came out. I thought my tooth only came out, but that was a cap that was filled. So we cannot enjoy our food also independent of the Lord, isn't it? Because then I was realizing, because the Lord has given us the tongue and the teeth, we're able to chew and honor prasadam also, isn't it? So we cannot enjoy anything in this world, nor can we say that anything belongs to us. Oh, this is mine, I can do it independently. No, none of our senses, even we cannot even lift our hand without the permission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we are helpless in this world. It is natural that we are helpless in this world. But what happens with devotees? We need not be hopeless. Why? Because we've surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is in full control, isn't it? If our best friend is in full control, what is the need for us to be worried about? Whatever happens is for our good, because our best friend is in full control, and our best friend is the Supreme Controller, the Supreme Enjoyer. Most importantly, he is the Supreme Most Well-Wisher, isn't it? When Krishna is my best friend and Krishna is in full control, then what is the need for worry? Right? I may not know the full picture. I may not know why certain things are happening to me. But if I surrender to the Lord and continue to perform bhakti, surrendering to the Lord, I may feel helpless. Oh, Krishna, please help me. I don't know why all this is happening to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Please give me the intelligence. Krishna, that is helplessness. That is surrendering to the Lord. But in the heart of hearts, we know we are not hopeless. Why? Because we are in the ashraya of Guru and Gauranga. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki Jai. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरि हरि बोल. Hare Krishna. So we'll do Harinam Sankirtan for 3-4 minutes. I request devotees, as always, to please switch on your cameras. It's wonderful to have darshan of the devotees. And next Monday we will have Anusha Mataji explain 1.2.21, and then we'll take the discussion ahead next Monday. Tomorrow we'll meet again at 11:15 a.m. as we continue with the Ramayana study. Various lessons from Ramayana that will enable us to develop the qualities that will make us dear to Lord Sri Krishna. So dear to Lord Ram, so like that. So join us for Ramayana study tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. And of course, join us for the 5 o'clock, 4:30 onward. We are starting now with the 6 Shastakam prayers, offenses to the holy name, and then chanting of Hare Krishna. So please do join us at 4:30 or 5 a.m. at least for the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and it continues till 7:15 a.m. So do join us for a part of the session or for the whole of the session as per your convenience. We'd be very happy to have your association during the Brahmamurta Japa time. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvikel Satunyavari Asapyadi Sadhari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadari Gaura Bhaktara Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaurani Jai Jai, Jai Jagannath Jai, Jai Baladev, Jai Jai Subhadra, Jai Jai Sudarshan, Jai Bala Gopal, Jai Rukmini Vithal, Jaya Radha Singh, Jaya Lakshmi Narsimha, Jai Sadgoswami Jaya Guru Parampara Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Mithal Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। विदाय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। सो थैंक यू कर्पकोली माता जी, श्रीधर प्रभु, राजेश्वरी माता जी, अनुषा माता जी, सुबा राव प्रभु, सर्वगोपेश्वरी माता जी, शोभा माता जी, अमृतमयी माता जी, रजनीश प्रभु, अर्चना श्री राधा माता जी, नागवनी माता जी, and Pallavi माता जी। थैंक यू। Our Harjeet माता जी is in Vrindavan Dham. So the requested Mataji to pray for all of us at the holy Dham. So devotees are regularly visiting the Dhams and praying for all of us who are unable to go to the Dham. We are only roaming between Mumbai and Pune. That is our past karma, maybe, I don't know. But then, we have the fortune that devotees, as they are going to various Dhams, they are praying for all of us. Right? Even if we pray for ourselves, right? Maybe we'll not, get the blessing. But if the other devotees are praying for all of us, then we will get more blessing, right? Because when we pray for others, also Krishna will be pleased with us, and the devotee for whom the devotee is praying for, they'll also get the blessings. So it is always nice to pray for others. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for your association. Manchakalpatarubhyascha, Krapa Sindhu Vyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much, devotees. We'll meet you all at from 4:30 to 7:15 a.m. in the morning for Japa, and then we'll meet at 11:15 a.m. as we continue with the study of Ramayana by His Grace Krishna Dharmadas Prabhu, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.